If I have been asked once, I must have been asked at least 50 times by all my friends, what is the recipe for that beautiful schnitzel or beef and spinach soup that you do, Astar? Well, today is your lucky day because I'm going to do it for the last time. Let me tell you what you have to do. You get a bowl, and I would do this at lunchtime, and you need about 500 grams of schnitzel. In fact, any kind of beef will do. If you're on a budget, doesn't really matter. If it's a really tough old piece of beef, you need to actually probably like pound that. Everything's got to be cut really, really finely because it's going to be boiled and we don't want big thick bits that are going to be chewy. So the finer it is, the better it is. Into there I put in a couple of cloves of garlic, more or less whatever you like. If you don't like it, you don't need to put it in. And I've got a couple of red onions which I've sliced into rings. Then I have put in some soya sauce, some oil, some fish sauce. I've got a little bit of lemon peppers. I've got some sesame oil, and I've got some pepper and just a little bit of sugar just to bring everything together. Cover that, and my secret ingredient, I always put in a kaffir lime. I cut it quite thickly because I actually remove it before I serve it. Cover that in a bit of cling wrap and just leave that on your bench. Do it at lunchtime or at least an hour and a half before you're going to be actually cooking it. Leave it at room temperature. Then when you get in, or it's time to eat, what you need to do is to boil the water. If you're going to use stock cubes, I've got stock cubes here, and you need like 1 stock cube equals a cup of water. I'm feeding 4 people, so that's 4 stock cubes and 4 cups of water. You could use the liquid stock if you wanted to, but it is just a little bit more expensive. I've also cut up my spinach, and what I do with that is I just wash it and then just get in there with the scissors and cut it all up, because we don't want to have big thick clunky bits of this when you know that it's going to be in a soup and it's going to be all thick, and you don't want that all just going all over your face. The other thing here is I've got some red pepper, which 1 or 2 peppers. I like to use the red because I like the colour, and then I've got some toasted sesame seeds as well. Right, once the water gets boiled and is at boiling, if you're using the stock cubes, what you need to do is, with that water boiling, just bring that over and then just put those stock cubes into there. Whoa, there was a little bit of combustion in there for some reason, I don't know why. Give that a stir. Then that needs to go back onto the stove, and it needs to be at a really lovely gentle simmer. Once that comes up to the simmer, the next thing to do is to put your beef into that, and you need to get a fork and actually separate all of your pieces out while it's cooking. And then in the last couple of minutes, when the beef is already done, and that will probably take about 5 minutes, you then just chuck in the spinach, and I like the spinach to just be almost blanched, so it goes in and then it comes out. Ready to serve, and this is absolutely delicious. Right. Oh yes, everything's absolutely divine and perfect. Goes down into there, beautiful for a Sunday lunch. Let's just garnish that with a few toasted sesame seeds, and the other thing that I like to add is a little bit of lime zest, and the smell is so gorgeous. And you could put in a little bit more of the sesame oil. You could use some chili sauce if you wanted to, but that's entirely over to you. A little bit more pepper or to taste. And then a bit of bread on the side. What could be better? I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you again soon.